'em up, put 'em down. Like this, like this, like this, like this. 254 average in the house. It's a young wild boy stopping from the south. It's 2009, it's a new year, and I'm prepared to lose more blood, sweat and tears.
What is council doing now, or what are they willing to do, irrespective of the court's decision?
Well, the applicant wouldn't talk to council in the meantime until he gets a ruling out of the court. We can't negotiate a price because we've got to have National Parks on side. They want to know what the ruling is in the court. I would hope that National Parks will back us on that. What you can do in the meantime, as you say, the world shouldn't stop for the court. As a group, you should be approaching your state member. You should be approaching that, and I know you are, mate. We've been through this. So I'm repeating what you know already.
I was asking what council's doing, not what we're doing. We're doing lots. What's council doing?
Gosford Council has around $5 million of ratepayers' money put aside for protecting our environment under the Coastal Open Spaces scheme, but seems to be refusing to use it. Chris and I being mates aside, I really don't feel that Gosford Council is taking enough action to secure the sites and bring them into public ownership.
Both of those entities are saying we need to have the ruling.
No,
Chris didn't agree.
We'll keep pushing as best we can, but the hinge is on getting a ruling, Jake. I'm 19 years on council, same phone number, same email. Jake knows how to find me.
Round of applause for Chris. Thanks for coming out, mate. Beauty.
I disagree with Chris Holstein on a couple of things. I think that there is stuff that council can be doing right now rather than sitting on our hands and waiting for an outcome. And I have actually been active. I've written to the National Parks, both the head office in Canberra as well as the head office down in Sydney, reiterating the urgency of doing something to purchase this land and incorporate it into the National Park system.
And just to take a little bit of myth, I've heard the word Aboriginal mentioned here all day. I am not Aboriginal. I am an original of the original jurisdiction. That's who I am. I'm here to say no to any development on this land because this land is too special. You got to remember that all these processes, you know, I've heard a lot about land ownership here today. I've yet to see a deed of title signed over from my people to anybody.
The local music community really got behind saving Bambara.
We need to be so careful about the law. You know, we need to be a little less trusting of the process because actually there are so many legal reasons why they will be allowed to do what they want to do.
I believe it's a much bigger issue and a much more important issue than just Bambara Road. There's a whole lot of inappropriate development applications all over the Central Coast. There's a whole lot of different community groups opposing them. And I think today is a bit about maybe those community groups starting to come together. But it's now getting to a point where we just can't, as a community, allow the bureaucrats and allow the developers to keep making these decisions. We have to stand up and we have to say, no, enough is enough. We're heading in completely the wrong direction. We're going to end up with a community of high crime, of high unemployment, of absolute traffic gridlock, of polluted systems, of lake systems that have no value left, of lack of diversity, and in general, a very unhealthy and unhappy community. And I think we really need to start looking properly and planning to what is the direction we're going to take development on the Central Coast, because we're losing the very reason we all live here, which are the lakes, the bushland, the recreation, the surfing. They're all the reasons we're here, and they're all disappearing in front of our eyes. That's all I'd like to say, so thank you very much.
Brilliant, thanks. Thanks, Ian.
This victory dance isn't performed often, but there's no better way to celebrate yesterday's ruling.
Commissioner Tour decided that the development shouldn't go ahead, which is absolutely fantastic news for our community.
Uncle Sadie and I were over the moon with our recent win in court.
On this 56-hectare site at Bambara. The area is home to 12 known endangered plant and animal species, as well as a number of Aboriginal artefacts. For Jake Cassar, yesterday's court win marks a significant milestone in a long-running battle.
It means in a minute I'm going to walk through this land, and it'll be one of the best days of my life when I walk through this land, and I know that all the plants and animals in this area and the spirits of the ancestors can rest assured that there's not going to be a massive development in this area.
But Jake says he won't rest until the land is made off limits to developers by being declared as a national park.
How long are we going to continue to use the community's money to fight this in the Land Environment Court? When's the state government going to step in and protect this land as they should have over 8 decades ago?
Tyson Cottrell, NBN News.
Council now sits and waits.
Running on empty, but my plate is full. I gotta go do the things I've known I've had to do. I finally sent a letter.